What's up, everybody? This is your girl Shanese coming back talking a little bit about 60 Days In. So this video, I'm going to talk about something that has been asked numerous times. And it is about my relationship or lack thereof with another participant of season 6 of 60 Days, Jennifer. So let me be very clear with a few things that you guys may not know. We had the opportunity, Jennifer, Ashley, and I, we met when you saw us in the training. That was our first time meeting. We were not allowed to really have any conversations with each other. If we had to go to the bathroom, we were escorted. They did not want us to build a relationship, none of that. They wanted everything that was going to happen, they wanted it to happen on camera. And I get that. I respect that. They wanted it to be genuine, and I get that. I have trust issues and I always have had trust issues, but I try to treat the situation a little differently because it's jail. So I'm thinking if I can go in here and have anybody have my back, of course it's going to be the two people that I go in with. I'm going to do another video about Ashley because I've had several people ask me questions about Ashley, and I'm actually going to reach out to Ashley. She don't know this, but I'm gonna reach out to her because we had talked about getting her on my YouTube page, and then I end up getting on her and Mark's YouTube page before, and then we didn't revisit it. But I'm gonna see if I can get Ashley on so we can talk about some of these things. So Jennifer, I would say my first thought when I met Jennifer was, okay, interesting. You know, I'm hearing her story as you guys are hearing it as she's introducing herself. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I never really, there were some issues that I had with Jennifer outside of the show. And I'm going to finally, I'm going to address those. So make sure this is on. Okay. So some of my issues that I had with Jennifer outside of the show when the show was over is I am a proud African American woman. And when I say I'm proud with all that comes with it. The racism that comes with it, the sexism that comes with it. At the end of the day, when I look in the mirror, I am a proud African American woman. When I met Jennifer, I asked her, because I didn't know what her race, nationality, any of that, because she kind of has an ethnically ambiguous look. She's gorgeous. So I asked her, I was like, what race are you? And she's like, I'm black. And I was like, what? Huh? Oh, okay. But then when I get out and I'm, you know, doing some research, this is when I didn't know when everybody else got out, and I'm doing some research and I see that under her mugshot, she's listed as her race is Caucasian. I was later told that she had told someone that when she is in Canada, she identifies as Caucasian, but when she is in another part of the United States that she lives in, I'm not going to tell her business too much, she identifies as black. I have a problem with that. I have a problem. So this happened before the show aired, okay? This happened and I found this out before the show aired. Now, we're going to talk about what my true issue is with Jennifer, and let me get very comfortable. Jennifer, we all got identified by our occupation. Jennifer got identified as a Christian. I am a Christian as well. I say that because anybody that's watching this, because I've had some of her fans or friends or family or whatever you want to call it, try to leave, you know, post on my YouTube, and they got blocked because I don't allow any negativity in my space. But I'm going to address this once and for all. Jennifer people think that I had an issue with Jennifer because she said it's jail. That was not my issue with Jennifer. People can say stuff, all the stuff. I've had stuff said to me by people that had bigger influence, that I cared about, I loved, I liked, I respected, that were my mentor, that have said more harsh stuff to me than Jennifer. I have very, very, very thick skin. I have to have thick skin as an educator for at-risk youth. And I have to have thick skin to be someone that would even volunteer to put themselves in a situation to go to jail with an autoimmune disease, okay? That was not my issue with Jennifer. I thought that Jennifer was a rude. She kept saying, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian. But I, didn't find some of her ways Christian-like, and I'm not the only one. I've seen some of the messages as y'all put stuff out there on me, you put stuff out there on other people. I've seen some of the stuff that people say about Jennifer. But I am not one to question anybody's religion or any of that. But I would love the opportunity for you to go, those that support her, and ask her anything that I've said in this video, because as a Christian, she's going to tell you Shanese is absolutely right. What Jennifer apologized for me on the reunion that they chopped up into pieces, she apologized for the reason I was really pissed. But see, as an African American woman, we don't have the same protections as others. We deal with the racism and the sexism, and as an African American woman, we don't have the protections, and people don't feel the need to protect us. It's like, oh, okay, we're going to decide who we protect. And so Jennifer got protected by 60 Days in A&E and the production company. Nothing I haven't said to her, anybody else, or at the reunion. I wish they would show the whole reunion. So ask Jennifer, is this the truth? I had a problem with Jennifer because I thought she was rude. I thought she was a bitch. I thought she was judgmental. The day that she came and told me that she had sex with a demon, I said, oh, this chick is crazy. I got to stay far, far away from her. There were a couple things that happened and I was like, whoa. I did not communicate with Jennifer, I'm going to say after a week. There was a point where Jennifer had asked me to come here because she was a trustee. And I said, nah, I ain't going up there. I'm not a fake B. I don't like you, and I'm not bad to act like I do. Now, my problem was this. Being a loyal person that I am, I don't like you, but at the end of the day, we came in this together. What happened?
Guard named, I can't say his name because he didn't sign a release and I want to protect his privacy. He was not a good person. He was over maintenance. He told his trustee that Jen was undercover, and that trustee then outed Jen to Tiffany Bell. Tiffany was Shanice's roommate, so Shanese came and told me that the maintenance guy was telling people that Jen was undercover. So this guy would go and get on Jen's door and talk with her a whole lot. He would open her cell door and hang out with her in her cell and talk with her. It was very, very, very inappropriate.
Let me tell you. Imagine, me, this is from my point of view, you on a show called 60 Days In, okay? It's you, Ashley, and Jennifer that are on this show 60 Days In. We're all three in the same pod. 60 Days In is being thrown out. At one point, I think I said this in another video, Ashley and Jennifer and I were in the gym area working out. And one of the girls' conception came up and she's like, oh, this is the 60 Days In crew. And I went ham. People's like, oh, she was always talking about she was going to snap. And she didn't. Oh, but I did. Trust me, I did. If you watch the video that I did with Mark and Ashley, Ashley's like, yes, she went off a lot. Conception said that, and I had to snap because I knew Ashley or Jennifer probably wasn't going to be able to say the right thing to make people kind of back off of them. So I went off. I'm like, what do you mean 60 Days In crew? Why would you say some shit like that? You see, I got this special dietary. I can't eat nothing. I'm starving. My feet are swollen. All of this. Why would I volunteer to do some stupid shit? Like I was going off. They called me in jail. They called me Missouri. Missouri. I'm sorry. I was just playing. Like, calm down. Calm down. I'm just playing. So my roommate came up to me and she said there was some conversation going on about Jennifer. We all had nicknames. I was Missouri, Ashley was Military, and Jennifer was Eyebrows. So she's like, hey, I need to talk to you. And she wasn't the first person that came up to me. It's like, you don't need to be, make sure you don't hang around them. And I'm like, what's going on? What you mean don't hang out? It's like, she's on that day 60 days. She's on that show 60 Days In. Well, what is 60 Days In? So, of course, I'm trying to play it out. So they explain it. She explains it to me. And I'm like, oh. And they was like, yeah. I'm like, well, what do you mean? How do you know she's on this show? What are you talking about? People have been talking about everybody on this show. They think you on the show. Why are you saying she on the show? Because even though I don't like her, I had loyalty because we came in there together. She said, well, the maintenance man, like he wasn't an inmate. He's like the maintenance boss. The maintenance boss had tried to look up her, I can't even think right now, her mugshot and see what she was in there for and all of that. And it was like her mugshot wasn't there. I had heard through the grapevine that they was trying to look up people's stuff, like the staff, because they knew something was different they didn't know. So they were trying to look up people that they thought didn't fit. So I have been accused a couple times of being on 60 Days In, but I handled it each time. One time I had a lady come up to me. Her name was Susan. And she was like, what you do to get in here? And I thank my student, I think it was my student, Marjavia. I think. No, it wasn't Marjavia. It wasn't you. I was about to give you credit. It was another one of my students. Her name is on the tip of my tongue. But one day she had said something to me and I was like, oh, that is so ignorant. So I used the things that my students used to say that I thought was crazy to save me. And so I had a young lady say, what you do to get in here? And I was like, I'm in here for assault. Well, who did you assault? So I'm like, I gotta be crazy right now. And I looked her up and down. I was like, my boyfriend? I was like, these hands is bisexual, baby. You can get them if you a man or a woman. Of course, I had more energy. I just had surgery, so I don't have that energy right now. So she was like, oh, you crazy for real. And they kind of let it go. I kept hearing Ashley and Jennifer's name, Ashley and Jennifer's name, Ashley and Jennifer's name. So when it got brought to me and it was told to me, something's about to happen to Jennifer because they think she's on the show. Like, it ain't good for her. So if that's your friend, if that's y'all cool, you might want to back up. So I could have did one or two things with that information. As a loyal person, even though I didn't like her, and I still don't, let me be clear, we're in this together. I can't talk to her because if I talk to her, they gonna know they watching and try to see. Or I cannot say nothing. So I prayed about it. And what was revealed to me was to talk to Ashley. And all of this can be verified. We're gonna try to get Ashley on here to verify some of this too. I talked to Ashley. I was like, I need to talk to you. And she's like, what's up? I said, it's an emergency. She's like, what's up? So we went somewhere. We used to walk a lot. We walking around. And I'm like, I'm telling her everything that's happened. I'm like, okay, this is what was said. This is what was said. Of course, I can't go talk to Jennifer because if I do, it's going to look crazy. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I was like, you need to get this information to her because she needs to be made aware. I don't know if she needs to go talk to production, but I got this information and it's putting her safety in jeopardy. So at this point, forget how I feel about you personally or professionally. Your safety is in jeopardy. So I'm going to put me to the side. So I talked to Ashley. Ashley got the information to her, and in less than 24 hours, the exact conversation that I had with Ashley and was telling her, and Ashley told Jennifer, Jennifer went up to the maintenance supervisor and confronted him and said everything that my roommate told me and that I told to Ashley to tell to her. Not a smart move, Christian. Not a smart move. So when you hear me say I was pissed off at her, it wasn't because of no shit she said, because I didn't care about her. In order for me to care about what somebody say, I got to care about them, and I didn't care. What I cared about was my safety that was being put in jeopardy because of Miss Holier Than Thou, a.k.a. Jennifer, a.k.a. Demon Screwer, a.k.a. the Christian. Because guess what happened? After that, I get approached by a couple people. But one is my roommate, the one I live with, the one that's trusted me, that I built a relationship with to this day. I don't care what Tiffany did. I still love her to pieces, my roommate. We bonded like no other. I've been looking for her. She came to me. She's like, I find it funny that, within a short amount of time of me telling you this, and now all of a sudden, every single thing that I told you has been repeated to the maintenance supervisor, and now people thinking you a snitch. This is what I dealt with when I was in Etowah County Detention Center supporting Jennifer on season 6 of 60 Days In. I did not get mad. I put that on. You can't see it. I got my dog's name tattooed on my ankle that passed away. I put it on him. I put it on my grandmother's grave, both of my grandparents. I was not mad at Jennifer for something stupid that she says, because people say stupid shit every day. I was mad because she did not act smart. And that is what I told her at the reunion. So when she apologized to me, I wish 60 Days In, the production company, and A&E would have showed what I went off on her for when I said I felt like beating your ass. It wasn't because you said something stupid to me. It was because you did not think through what you did, and you did not think through the implications and the consequences that could happen by me trying to be nice and have your back and protect you, even though I don't F with you. Lesson learned. There's a song that Big Sean has called I Don't F With You. I should have used that mentality and not protected her. Because me protecting her, just as I protected her, so did 60 Days In at the production company and A&E. They protected her. Because anybody that would have seen the true story and knew why I was upset with her, because she put my safety in jeopardy. This actually happened, I want to say a couple days before. I was like, I'm done. I'll be through with this. When y'all heard me say, I will blow all this shit, I tell everybody, let's talk about that as well. I was supposed to be brought in to talk about my dismissal from the program due to my medical issues. That did not happen. You know why it didn't happen? Because they were trying to create drama. They were trying to create drama. They knew that if they did not come, I'm not the type of person that I'm going to be quiet. Because, oh man, Shanese said she was going to do this. She didn't do nothing. Oh, trust and believe I did a lot. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent, some stuff I'm not proud of. It is what it is. I'm human. But I allowed my Christianity, I'll take it there, to say, I don't like this chick. I don't like what she represents. She has a smart ass mouth. She's not empathetic. She's not sympathetic. I should have just not said anything and let her get her ass kicked. But guess what? Because we're not protected. If I would have did that, then I would have been wrong. Well, if you knew, you should have said something. You weren't a team player. So either way I went, somebody was going to have something to say. So the decision that I made for myself that I thought would be best for me and Jennifer and Ashley, I did it to protect us as a group. I didn't want anything to happen to her. Just because I don't like you and I don't fool with you don't mean that I want something bad to happen to you. So let me be clear. For all of the Jennifer fans, oh, Jennifer shouldn't apologize to you, and you need anger management because you was mad because she said something. That's not the truth. So if you get blocked or any of that, is because you were talking to me about something that's not true. You don't know what you're talking about, and I'm not going back and forth. So I said, one last time, I'm going to address the Jennifer drama. Jennifer put my safety at risk, because after having a conversation with my roommate, I had to have a conversation with Angel, Pod Boss, that I peed for. They had my back a lot. Yeah, I didn't even see that. I was able to get a lot because of my relationship. And I say a lot, like I was able to get commissary that was shipped in that was not from the jail, that had gluten-free stuff, because of my relationship with Tiffany and Angel. So now they getting this information, they give it to me, and I get it back to her. Now you put me in jeopardy. So when you put me in jeopardy, you put my health and my safety in jeopardy, you put my relationships in jeopardy, you put my everything in jeopardy. I don't F with you. That is the truth. Ask her. Ask her. More importantly, I wish I would ask A&E, why y'all protect Jennifer? Why you protect Jennifer? So I just want to be perfectly clear. I normally, I don't address a lot of BS because I really don't have time. I'm living my life. I'm trying to get better. As you can see, I just had a major surgery due to another autoimmune disease. So I don't really have a lot of time. But because we are on Netflix and it's another group of people watching, I wanna put out the truth. That is what it is. And so I'm gonna reach out to Ashley, because Ashley and I have come a very long way, and we're going to talk about this, hopefully, if she is up for it. So that is the truth of what happened between Jennifer and I. It had nothing to do, her apology to me had nothing to do with her lack of empathy, sympathy, or the ignorant things that she said. She apologized to me for putting my safety in jeopardy, and I wish that, like my story, I wish that 60 Days In would have shown a more accurate version of my story. But hey, you know what? As Black women, we are used to getting the short end of the stick, so I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. It's just giving me more to talk about, more to fight for, and more to do to bring change to people that think the same way that she does. So y'all stay blessed. Peace.